You know, pretty much every video I've ever made is like a mirror image of the truth, isn't it? Because if I hold up my left hand now, it looks like I'm holding up my right hand to you. It's like I'm living in some parallel dimension. I don't know if there's an option where you can reverse it. Why doesn't the camera just reverse it itself? It's like when you take a picture, you're taking a picture and it's like mirror image, and you have to press that button to swap it. Why don't it just do it for you? But it only happens when you're looking at the camera that, you know, not the one that faces out. Who cares? I do, actually. I just realised that in the last few days. I just gave it some thought. Anyway, what's going on right now in the alternative dimension? Well, I've just flossed my teeth, incidental brushing and scrubbing with those little metal spiky things. Living in a van is tough sometimes, I'll be honest. It's tough because, I mean, you don't need a lot. There's many benefits in terms of the sense of space that is delivered to your mind, in terms of the fact that you don't have a lot with you. So there's not, I mean, you don't have to do the gardening on the weekend, that's what I'm saying. You don't have to do much cleaning or anything like that, although it does need doing from time to time. But it doesn't come without challenges, you know. And one thing that I have learned about life on the road is that a flash is a signal in the night. And unfortunately, every time I lock or unlock my van, the lights naturally flash on and off a couple of times. So let's just say I've had a few offers that I most emphatically and enthusiastically could refuse. You do, most nights are quite peaceful, and I spend a lot of time in the countryside. I work in the countryside, as you can see by my videos. So I get to absorb the natural, vital force of nature, and I go to the places, as you can see on the last couple of videos that I dropped. The less human interaction a place has, the more wild it is. It appears that that's where the spirits tend to congregate, the natural land spirits, if you like. This is common knowledge anyway. I've found this to be evident. It's very strange to think that, I mean, you can hear the cars going by now. There's just this area of countryside, even though we've had, you know, the chalk quarrying and you know, the road has been built through it. Like I've said before, there's an anger in the land at the intrusion. It's like it's cordoned off. It's still managed to retain something because the power was so strong originally, and every few months that go past, like I say, I'm learning more, and it wouldn't be correct just to blurt that all out here. It just, you know, I'll wait for the right moment to come up with a more comprehensive idea of I was going to say the situation, but now the word relationship would be more appropriate. I did a short meditation yesterday in the chalk pits and felt a definite communication. And the sense of loneliness and sadness is very overpowering. What is it about? See, there's a power in the land, right? I've got all these things that are linking together, so bear with me. There's that film Excalibur that was made in the 80s, where Merlin is explaining to the young Arthur that there is a power in nature, in the world, that he describes as the dragon. This is elemental, obviously, and the symbolism of the dragon can be broken down to fire from the breath, air, the wings, water, the scales, earth, the feet. So there's like a double thing going on here. It's the power in nature that can be harnessed if you become in tune with it, but it's also the power in nature that can destroy you because it's bigger than you. This idea of the dragon being a threat that guards the treasure. In one of Jordan Peterson's lectures, he goes into this in detail, and I've had a lot of synchronicity all link up. I just happened to have caught that video, and I go up a ladder and there's a book on a bed with a dragon on the front, and I'm cleaning windows. I'm noticing these dragon ornaments in gardens that might have been there many times, but it just happened to be that few days where I'm encountering all these dragons and all these notions of fire as well. This tends to happen. You get groupings of these experiences. I had this with owls. It must have been about a year ago now. Wherever I went, whatever I did, there were owls. Whether it was a sticker on a car, an album that I pulled out of as I was flicking through the albums in HMV. That's a thing of the past now, God. Yeah, it's true. Synchronicity can sound a bit stupid when you describe it, but when you're going through it, it's like, why now? All of these signs, all of these symbols are linking up. And I believe that I'm coming into an understanding of the ancient idea of the dragon that guards the treasure. It's true what Jordan Peterson says, that we must confront chaos, and the dragon does represent a kind of primal chaos that is bigger than us, that we must bravely confront in order to win the treasure of the success that comes with confronting the things that we don't want to confront. And we all know a lot about that, don't we? So do I. But one thing that he failed to notice was the elemental configuration, because obviously the guy is not undergoing Hermetic training. The guy is not meditating and becoming one with these elemental forces. And when you link that to the idea that going out into the wild sorry, I got put off by a notification coming up, accentuates these forces. All of a sudden, everything starts to click. Now, this is beautifully, dragons are worldwide, right? But there is something beautifully European about this when we tie this in with the old legends of the worms and the dragons guarding buried treasure, and all of these kinds of ideas, and Merlin. And so it's wonderful to have a world consciousness, but a sense of identity and a relationship with place and the ancestors is also essential, in my opinion. And one of the reasons I know that is because I've lacked so much of that. I've felt its absence. So I've noticed, or I've subconsciously connected with experiences that are able to where I'm able to form a kind of contraction with those needs. This is a very very beautiful meditation that you can do, that I read in a book over 20 years ago now. I forgot all about this until a few days ago when I drew a picture of a dragon, and I was thinking about these elemental forces. If you follow the order of the elements, and in your memory you construct the dragon piece by piece, the conclusion is obviously a very powerful symbol inside you, which, when we take on board the resonance with the confrontation with that which we don't want to confront and danger, it's a way of what's the right word? Internally, sorry, it's all the notifications I'm getting at the moment on the screen. I'm so sorry, modern times. It's a form of therapeutic connection with the idea of extreme archetypal forces within the psyche. Know what I mean? The dragon. You'll never look at dragons the same way again. Confront the dragon. Harness the dragon. Become the dragon.